Hey guys, it's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to another Movies with Numbers in the Title, Part 2. And now we're going to talk about the original. Yes, this is the original, not the Statham movie, and not the two prequels that came out after it, Death Race 2 and Death Race 3. This is the original Death Race 2000, the one that came out in the 70s, starring Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, this is one of the few evil roles that he played when he was a villain, which this is a much better villain than in Spy Kids 3. And you have David Carradine, the late great David Carradine as Frankenstein. He's in the black suit. Basically, here looks like kind of a BDSM costume. I know because it was the '70s; they didn't have a lot of budget. It's a Roger Corman produced film. It's very, very, it's a very old movie. So if you guys have not seen this, you probably haven't. I saw it in the library about a year or two ago. It was in the library. I watched it. It's about 90 minutes. It's really short, and it's a really good movie. Like it's a decent film. Like I think it's a little slower paced than the Statham movie and the 2050 movie and the ones with Luke Goss, but I think it's still well done. Like the directing is really well done. The Stallone gives a really good performance as a villain. Carradine gives a good performance. The film looks great. It's a very I like the grain that they had back in the '70s because a lot of the picture looks a little faded, but it was the kind of picture quality they had back then, and it makes the film more timeless. And it doesn't look too recent. Like this is their depiction of the year 2000, which already happened. So this is not what the year 2000 looked like. But in the '70s, they thought the year 2000 was like way further into the future. It was about 30 years, and yeah, well, we got to that year and it's past now. We're not even in the year 3000 yet. But anyway, the cars are real. There's no CGI in this movie whatsoever because it was in like the mid 70s. I know you guys correct me in the comment section. I get that. But it's from the 70s. I know that for sure. And basically the same premise as the other films, but it's less violent because it is R rated. So I don't think it's still not recommended for children because there's nudity in the film where girls are laying there topless and you see a lot. Not too much. There's no like graphic sex scenes or anything, and the violence is to a minimal because Corman didn't have a lot of budget for too much gore, so people get hit with cars and 10 points, and just like the same thing, they have brutal deaths. Not as much as the other films, but still. And the film is pretty much it's a little slower pace. There's more talking in it than the other films, but I still think it's a lot. It's very character driven. I cared about Stallone's performance because it's I think the same like around the time that he was doing the first Rocky film. And Carradine, I miss him. May he rest in peace. He was really good as Frankenstein. You don't know it was him through the mask because he could barely talk in it. But there's a lot of good moments with him. When he's driving the car, when he has a suit on. I think there's a scene he jumps out of the car. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, so I'm just sticking with what's in my mind. Um, the women are lovely in the movie. As Stallone does work as a villain because he's really intimidating as a good guy and a villain. And the film it's very memorable. It was thanks to this movie that we got the Statham movie and the Luke Goss prequels, and then the 2050 movie, which is serviceable. It definitely homages the 2000, the Death Race 2000, and yeah. What else can I say about Death Race 2000? It is a good film. If you're looking for the original, this is the original. There isn't a movie that came out the years before this, and good special effects for the cars because it's real. There's no Fast and the Furious jumping off of bridges or over highways because that's unrealistic. Here they keep things based in reality. There's some define the laws of physics here and there, but nothing like the way they do in Fast and the Furious or in like other movies with cars like Driven or uh, Speed Racer. No, there's none of that. It's not very flashy. It's subtle. It's a film from. It's more substance and style, and I like the way the film looks. Like I really enjoy the '70s. Great movies in the '70s: Jaws, Rocky, Star Wars, Superman, the original Alien. There was a lot of great stuff in the '70s in cinemas. And this is one of them. This is one of those cult films. Basically, not a lot of people knew about this movie. It wasn't as mainstream as the other films were, and it garnered a cult following, and it became huge on DVD, and I think it's on Blu-ray. I don't know, but it's definitely a film that holds up. They can't say, "Oh, this movie's dated. It's so old. It looks like shit." No, it looks great. Old movies look fantastic on DVD and Blu-ray when you see them on an HD TV, especially now with the technology. Back then, no, there was just beta tapes and VHS tapes in the 70s and the 80s. And well, this movie, I'm glad got a cult following. I like this film. I think it's a really, really well done film, and I would recommend it to you guys. Just to if you want to see the original Death Race, 2000, this is it. And it's well done. I don't know what else to say. I have to see the film again. It's been a long time. It's been a couple years or a year or two, and I want to get it on DVD one day because it has features that I haven't heard yet and seen. And well, I'm babbling, but anyway, thanks for watching my videos this month. It's been really rough. August has been way too long, and September's almost here. Kids are going back to school. I have a lot of things to review in September. Next week, I'm getting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'm going to do a reaction video when I get it, and I'm going to show it in my next update in September, along with the other stuff that I got. So thanks for watching, people. Take care, and I will see you guys in the next review.